Kiwi Design have just released their Elite battery strap for the Quest 2, and if you're familiar with their previous Elite strap, you'll know it's one of the most comfortable head straps you can get, so you can expect the same great design but with an additional 6400 mAh battery. So I'll start with a quick unboxing before sharing my impressions. So first off, we have two manuals, the rear padded headpiece, the charging unit itself, the padded top strap, which is about 60 mils of foam covered with PU leather, a cleaning cloth, a cable management clip to route the charging and headphone cables, and lastly a quick look at the manuals, which you can pause if you want to read. So here's a quick look at the side hinges that allow you to flip the headset up, which I'll demonstrate shortly. Onto the assembly. First, check for the left and right labels to make sure you install the rear pad the right side up. Then just apply a bit of pressure to snap them in on each side. Now go ahead and attach the strap to the side rails with just a bit of force and it will stay locked in place. It's so locked that I actually had to use a plastic pry tool to remove them, so it's very secure. Once you've inserted the top strap through the front pad, which I skipped as it's a bit different on my headset, just stick it in on the back in between the pad and the rear cover, which are both lined with Velcro. Next, open up the cable management attachment, insert the charging cable and clip it down. And as you can see, it moves freely and isn't stuck in place. And it just goes on the side and attaches with a Velcro strap. Lastly, plug in the cable to start charging. And there we can see 3 out of 4 lights, which indicate how much charge the battery has left. The cable management part isn't stuck in place, so you can move it around freely with the cables. And that about completes the installation, so let's go ahead and try this thing on. So as for the fit and feel, as you can see, it's a very snug fit in the back with a large rear pad which cradles the back of your head firmly, and the top strap has enough foam to sit comfortably over your head while spreading the weight out evenly. I was actually surprised how comfortable the rear pad is, as it is quite large and the padding is also very soft. Now, one of the great features I mentioned earlier is the ability to easily flip the headset up. All you need to do is extend the strap a little at the back to give yourself some room to rotate the headset, and it just flips up with a bit of pressure and stays firmly in place. So now onto how it actually performs in gameplay. I thought I would start with Super Hot, as it's quite a physical game, and as you can see, it stays firmly in place no matter where I look or what I do. Another advantage is that nothing covers your forehead, so it's much easier to keep ventilated, unlike the Bobo Halo strap where my forehead is always sweating as it's completely covered. So with this I stay a lot cooler, which is actually quite a relief, especially when I'm playing more physical games, which always work up a sweat. Lastly, the top strap that goes over your head has 16 mils of dense foam which spreads the weight out more evenly and makes up for the lack of a forehead pad on the Bobo Halo strap. You might have also noticed the design of the Kiwi strap is very similar to the official Elite strap, which is notorious for breaking basically ever since it was first released, so I wouldn't recommend it over this if you're looking for one of this type of design, as the Kiwi material is a lot more flexible and isn't prone to snapping so easily. In fact, the side straps have been rated to bend at least 10,000 times, so it is a lot more robust, as you'd expect for an accessory like this. As for playtime, the Kiwi battery strap comes with a 6400 mAh battery which is rated to add 2.5 to 4 hours. But in my experience I got about 2.5 to 3 hours, so it does vary depending on your use. So in total I get about 5 to 6 hours combined with the Quest 2's battery, which also lasts me around 2.5 hours. Although for a battery of this size I did expect it to last a little longer. However, 5 to 6 hours in one session is definitely enough for me, so it's not a big issue. To charge the battery strap from 0 to 100% takes me about 3 to 3.5 hours, and to charge the Quest 2 while switched off from about 10 to 100% using a full charge on the battery strap took me about 2.5 hours, just like charging from the wall. And the battery indicator still had 2 out of 4 lights, so it used roughly half of the battery. Now a few minor disadvantages. Because this mostly rests on your face and not your forehead, unlike the Bobo Halo strap, you will have to apply a little more pressure to your face to keep it secure. So if you're using a very thin face cover like I do, you might notice a bit more pressure on your face. But most people should be fine with the standard face covers, which are a lot thicker. So while the top phone strap does keep it sitting on your head a lot more comfortably, it's not as secure as the Halo strap, which applies most of the pressure to your forehead and not your face. However, it is a relief to keep my forehead cooler, but it does mean it's slightly less secure than the Halo strap, so it basically comes down to what you prefer and value more. Another thing to keep in mind is that you should remove the charging cable once it's fully charged, as it can drain the battery slowly if left in for a few days. And lastly, there is no data pass-through on the rear USB-C port, which is only used for charging, but if you're playing on PCVR by Airlink or Virtual Desktop as I do, this won't be an issue for you. So to sum it all up, you get a comfortable head strap which adds about 2.5 to 3 hours of play, and overall, aside from some small issues, it's a practical and versatile head strap which provides enough power to last you for about a 5 to 6 hour session, combined with the Quest2's battery, which should be enough for most people. The price is currently $89.99 US, but there is a limited time 10% off discount code for the entire site. But if it expires by the time you watch this, you can also use my code for 5% off, which doesn't expire. So I'll leave a link and both codes in the description, along with some other Kiwi design accessories that I'm using. And lastly, this is actually my first review, so I hope this was helpful. But let me know if you have any feedback, as I'll be doing more reviews soon and I've probably still got a lot to learn. Also feel free to check out my channel if you enjoyed the mixed reality content, as there's plenty more. And if you do decide to subscribe, let me know what you want to see more of, whether it's gameplay, reviews or whatever. So until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.